Okay. We are here for today's class. These are some of the things we have been describing. Now, if you look at this picture here, you see a web browser. And it talks about both the display and the processes that you see in a web browser. It says that one of them, that the web browser, what you are seeing displayed on the web browser contains HTML, it contains CSS, and it contains JavaScript. HTML talks about the structure, which we have learned. CSS talks about the style, and JavaScript talks about the interactivity. Okay. So I want to show you guys another thing, which we are going to talk about today. So, okay. So the next thing I want to talk about is the DOM, the JavaScript DOM. The JavaScript DOM is at the heart of GUI programming in JavaScript. DOM means Document Object Model. So when your browser loads a page, it does not just display the raw text. Instead, it passes HTML and creates a tree-like representation of this structure, content, and styling. This tree is what we are referring to as DOM. Now, every element on an HTML page, like the body tag, the P tag, the H tag, the div tag, the button, becomes a node in the DOM tree. Remember, we said that when an HTML page loads, it does not just display raw text. What it is displaying is
Sir, you're muted. You're muted.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay, for how long have I been muted? Is this the first time you're hearing me since I started the class?
No, it was when you were explaining the DOM, like the beginning part.
Okay.
That was where you...
Okay, so let me go back. I said the DOM is called Document Object Model. Document Object Model. What are we simply trying to say is that when you do your design, you write your code, body, P tag, and all that, you add your HTML, you add your CSS. Whatever you are adding, it is not just raw text that the browser is loading. The browser is not just loading raw text. What the browser is loading is that it is kind of restructuring the HTML that you have passed to it in form of a tree-like structure or a tree-like representation of the page structure, the content and the styling. And when we refer to document object model, that's just what we are referring to. So it makes it behave like every element, every HTML element now becomes like a node of the tree. Now becomes like, if I use another word, which is not the perfect one, but that becomes like a part of the tree, a part of the tree. And so elements like body, p tag can be accessed by HTML element, by JavaScript, sorry. The DOM allows, because of that tree-like structure, JavaScript can now access HTML element. JavaScript can modify the HTML structure and content of an element, or even the attribute. JavaScript can change CSS style of an element. JavaScript can add or remove HTML elements. JavaScript can also attach event listeners. For instance, if you click on a button or the side of your screen changes, we may do it today or in our next class, you will see the power of what JavaScript can do. It is as little as we can and as much as our time will permit us. So we are saying that in essence, the DOM provides programmatic way for JavaScript to see, one, two, manipulate everything displayed on the web page, turning a static document, a static page into a dynamic interactive application. This diagram here is in a way showing us a little bit of the DOM. So you see the document that is coming is HTML. Now the HTML has head, it has body, it divides the head and the body. You see the tree-like format we are talking about. So in the head, you have the meta tag, the title, the link. In the body, you have the header, the main, the footer. In the head, also, you have the meta, title, and link, header, footer, main. Inside all these things, you can have hashtag, you can have p tag, you can have button. So it has the capacity, JavaScript has the capacity to go into any of this area. You see, don't forget that because it is in a tree-like format, JavaScript can now see and also manipulate every part or any part of this structure. So is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If that is on.
Sir, you're muted. Somebody's muting you.
So you're muted. Hello, sir, you're muted.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. We can hear you now.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. Just be calling my attention if you can't hear what I'm saying. So we move to what we have for today to practicalize what we have said. So I'm going to open a new window for us to be able to practicalize what we are saying, so that we will not depend on what we did the last time. So I already created a folder, so I will just open that folder inside my document, inside series 200, and I called it tutorial 1. Yes, tutorial 1. Okay. So it is open already. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a HTML. HTML. Okay, to create the HTML code, let's call it index.html. So with our index.html, you know the normal thing, doc type, HTML. Just add language, English, head. In the head, we can have our meta. We just copy what we did the last time so that we can move a bit fast. Oh, okay, we didn't touch head the last time. Let's do the head later. So let's go to body. So in the body, we have our hashtag, H1, and can give it an ID, call it title. Nobody will say welcome. Then we can have a paragraph. For the class. Okay. So with this, we can access these values from JavaScript. And how do we do that? We can either do external JavaScript, but let's do the inner one for now. So for us to do that, we have to add scripts and come anywhere in the page. Okay. So we can say let's title. What are we using now? The ID here. Let's title. I will explain what I'm doing if after demonstrating it. Let title be equal to document dot get element by ID. So put title. With this, we have already gotten this title. This is how JavaScript accesses this element. We are saying in the HTML page, wherever you see an ID, call title in the JavaScript, use the word title for it. Must we use title here? No, but for consistency's sake, we can add that. You can also select so that I'll show you 2 ways you can do it. Either you are selecting with you select a single element by its ID, or you select first matching element using CSS selector. which is the query selector. So we can say select for paragraph. Let paragraph be equal to document dot query. There are so many options that are popping up. Query selector, description. You can also say, I'll do this and I'll explain the difference between the two. The first, the one on line 11 and the one on line 12. Let all paragraph equal to document dot query selector all. While this one we select only the one that has the class description. This one we select anything that has to do with an element. So if you want to be specific on the element, you select this. But if you want to say on any element that has this, on any p tag in the page, this is what you do. Are we clear at this point?
Yes, sir. We're clear. Sir, but when okay.
Yes, sir.
What do you want to ask? Susan, go ahead.
You just
there's no question that is wrong. I used to tell people that there's no question that is wrong. I can use it, maybe explain something that I wanted to tell you, I may have forgotten. So just go ahead and ask the question.
No, sir, you just explained it is when to use each of them.
If you want to, you can add ID and class to a HTML element, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So if you want to get an element, just an element, you want to get just an element, there are two ways you can get that element. There are two basic ways you can get that element. Either you get the element by ID. In fact, there are many ways. You can also get an element by a class. We will get to that. You can use either get by ID. Okay, let me see. Let's this time around, we just use paragraph 2 equal to document dot get. Are you seeing it now? Get element. Yes. We have a lot of them. Get element by class name. Get element by ID. Get element by class name. Get element by name. Get element by tag name. Get element by root node. So as you go on, you will learn how to use this one. The one I was talking about is get element by class name. So if I do get element by class name, and maybe I'm doing it for the paragraph, it will do like this. It will also be like this. So you have seen that there are two ways I can access this paragraph element. If I want to focus on only this one, assuming I have another paragraph. There are two ways I can access this one that is on line 8. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir, it's clear now.
Okay. So the next thing, somebody will say, how do we now see this thing in JavaScript or displayed in our browser? How do we now see it and know whether what we are doing is correct? All this while we have been working on see the page we are working on, see what we just did. So somebody will say, all this while we are working on this, and so this is our normal HTML page. What's the difference that JavaScript have made? We have not made any difference because we have not tell it what to do. What we succeeded in doing, we succeeded in saying, we said the DOM makes it to be able to access or see and then manipulate. So we have been able to access them. This what we did now is accessing. Accessing the HTML element via the DOM. That's what we have done now. So with this, we allow JavaScript to know that there is something called title, and it can now do anything to that title. Now, I can come down and do another thing. Manipulating element. Okay. So that's the next thing we're going to do. Is this the only way to access? Is this the only element we can access? No, we can access every element. Remember, we said that from the beginning of the class. You can access every element you can think of. And so we want to go on to manipulating the element. So for us to be able to manipulate the element, I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the first thing you do is these names you have written here is what you are saying, okay, guy, if you see this thing, use this one to represent it. So they are like, if we are using the normal programming language term, these ones are now like variables. You get it? These are now like variables that are housing, that is holding this thing, that are holding this thing. So while we are in JavaScript, anytime we want to refer to this H1, we will just call it title. So for us to manipulate title now, let's say title is already showing welcome. Huh? So for us to manipulate it, we can say title dot inner HTML is equal to you put quote. You can even add other forms. For instance, now you can just say welcome to this 200 basic web and class. So let's do that. So let's check what we have achieved. If we refresh, are you seeing it? Can you guys see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Where did we change this thing? Did we change it in HTML or in JavaScript?
In
In
JavaScript.
JavaScript.
Java,
So we have been able to see the title. Initially, the title was just welcome. We have been able to see the title and added other things to it. Can we do other things to this thing? We can say, okay, add, make it emphasis instead of just like that. You can decide to add something. Are you seeing that HTML is not coming in, even inside here? So if you do it like that and refresh again, you see that it is now italics. Italics and emphasis work almost like the same. So you can even add HTML to it to make it have another behavior that is not already there before. Any question at this point? Because if you get confused at this point, it means we are going to have a problem. Any question?
Sir, can we
Yes.
use any title? Any element, any HTML tag inside the DOM manipulation?
Yes, I said that from the beginning. We are going to try for the paragraph. We are going to try for the paragraph.
Okay, sir.
So, going on now. What do we have next? We have paragraph. Don't worry, all these things we are going to also implement. I used it to create something, maybe like a HTML form, do verification and all that. We do that. But you need to understand what we are doing so that when we get to that place, it will not be confusing to you. So paragraph dot, we can apply another one, text content. So what does text content do? It gets the plain text content. Text content to say equal to, let us say updated text. We don't have much to use to fill it. Now, what was there before? Remember, which one did we call paragraph? The one on line 8. Paragraph 2 is the one on line 9. So don't allow it to confuse you, even though both of them are paragraphs in HTML. So if we go back to our browser and check, once again, let me confirm something. Hmm. Okay. This one is achievable, but let's look for a way to restructure it so that we can um, for us to see the result of this, we need to pass it into another thing. So let's call it result is equals to paragraph of text content. So we can now use the alert or whatever we want to use to display it and do that. Um, this is supposed to work. So what's going on? Let me check. Okay. Cannot set property at no. Description. Let's get it right first. Description. Maybe this could be part of our problem. Let me connect this out first. Mm. Okay, let's not waste our time on this. We'll look at the test content um, much later. Let's look at other things that we have. We'll work on the test content later and see why it is not like that. So another thing that you can do with JavaScript in terms of manipulation, we'll come back to text content. In terms of manipulation, is to modify attributes. For instance, Okay, let us create um let's create an image tag. Us It means we have to bring the picture in. You guys get the picture. Let's rename the image. What other thing does an image have underneath? Okay. So you will go inside our HTML, our JavaScript. You can say let image is equal to document dot query selector image. Now we want to work on the attribute image dot source is equal to so
I am muted now.
okay. I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, sir. Can
Yes,
hear you.
sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that reminder. So I'm looking for another image that we're going to use to work together. Okay. Now these images are here. I want to rename them img2. So if we go back to what we designed before now, this is what you're going to see. We're going to see an image here. We're going to see an image here. But we want to use JavaScript to change this image. Now, how do we do that? We say let the image selector be this. So we say image dot source. Went straight to the attribute. I will say it's equal to img2. Sorry, img2 dot png. Image dot alternate equal to new image. So the alternate here is my image. The alternate here is new image. So let's double check. So if I refresh this, you see that it's showing the new image. So for the person that was asking me, how do you make this happen? You have seen that it's not only the HTML, only the text. It can also work on the image tag. So while we already had an image, we were able to change that image through JavaScript. Is that clear? Let me show you guys the code again. We created an image. We created an image element, and then we are able to access the attributes. So this time around, it's not just only about the elements. We were able to access the attributes of that element, and we're able to work with it. Any questions so far? Any question?
What if you want to create? What if you want to create it directly from your JavaScript? You don't have to first of all add it in your HTML and then modify. Just do everything from JavaScript. Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible, but why will you want to do everything from JavaScript when each of them have their part? Remember the picture I showed you from the beginning. If you look at an HTML page that has, if you look at a browser, I showed you this from the beginning. The browser it contains both HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So what you are trying to say is there's no need for these two parts. Let's do only this one. It means it's not going to work properly. Are you getting me? For instance,
Yes,
if
sir.
that does not also answer your question, you can see that I added HTML here. This EM is an HTML tag, which means emphasis. It also behaves like italics. It also behaves like italics. You can see that it's still the same thing.
Yes, sir.
So you can actually add HTML here, especially when you are using this inner HTML. You can add HTML, but to say your web page is only JavaScript, it's not the best practice. The web page will first of all, it's just like in the real sense, it will not just change the way we are doing it. Maybe, yes, if you maybe are refreshing your page, the thing will just change. It doesn't make sense. Are you getting me? But what is expected is that maybe when somebody clicks on a button, when the page reloads, you understand? So this, even though JavaScript can just change on its own, because what is happening is that the page reloaded or is just loading. That's why it has those things. So, but when we put it in real practice, it means we are going to wait for a user action before we try to modify it, so that the whole process will look interactive. We make, for instance, a user can click on a button. We will tell the user that this place you're going, this is what is going to happen. Are you sure you want to know? The user will not say yes, and the user will know. So that is where interactivity comes in. Web pages, ordinarily, they are static without JavaScript. They will remain like that without JavaScript. The reason why you're adding JavaScript is to be able to change some things that are already there. So you don't just use only JavaScript for your web page. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. So let's look at this paragraph again before we move into interactivity. So let's look at it together, whether there's any spelling error. We say that the property of null so, and also one of the abilities that makes you a good programmer and a good web developer is your ability to ask questions. So let's ask questions why this is happening like this. Okay, we'll try to resolve it later. You know, sometimes when you are doing some things halfway, you may not get the results that you're looking for. Because of the error it's showing us, let us leave it for now. So let's continue. We have been able to modify attributes. Later we'll look at how we can use test content very well and properly. The next thing we are going to do, let's see the much that we can achieve. Let's assume we have a button. We're going back to the HTML now. We have a button. And that button name is click me. Then we can go to our CSS and do something like this. Document.query selector button. Add event listener when it is clicked. Function. Alert button click. Okay. So let's see how this will work out. We have a button. We just refer this place. We see it, button clicked. So, Susan,
Sir?
are you seeing why it is not the best form to just do it from JavaScript? Because something needs to be there first before it is when you click. When I click on this thing now, you now say the button has been clicked on. So that's where the interactivity comes in.
Yes, sir.
We can also we can also do when mouse is over a some of those things we were doing on link. We can also do them here. For instance, that same button, let's say, or let's create a div. Let's be trying many things because of the question that one of you asked, whether is it only one thing. Let's create a div this time around. I'll just say this is a div. Now, this same div, we can access and handle an event on the div. Document dot query selector. Div dot add event listener. Now, what event are we listening for? Mouse over. Let's try mouse over. The function let's try alert this time around and say mouse is over me. Mouse is over me. Let's see whether that will work. So we have a div. I didn't even get, okay. You know, a div cut across all this area. We may not, oh, okay. But I've been able to move across it. Let's give it a color so that we know where the div is. Where is our div? Let us do style. Okay. The divs, we will have an idea of where the div is. Okay. So I can move like this. If I move like this without touching the div, you see that that thing will not happen. But if I move like this, the mouse was over me. So these are some of the simple things you can do with JavaScript and how to manipulate whatever HTML element you want to manipulate. Any question?
Sir, I tried this this event handling, this alerts,
Yes.
but the alert is not coming up when I click on my own button.
Okay. So can you share your screen with us?
I'm trying to join my laptop, but I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So there must be something that is you're doing wrong. That is Okay, just read out what you did for us. Which one is that's the div, the one of the div, or the one of the button?
The button. I
Okay,
just
so
added the
so you
element.
type button and but you did this in the HTML side.
Yes, sir. I did that. I did it.
Okay. So you are supposed to also do something like this in the JavaScript
Yes.
part.
Yes, I did it.
Check very well. The button, there are two different spelling here. One is small letter, one is big letter. So are you sure you followed that procedure?
Yes.
How I wish you can share your screen. It would have been better for us to try to find a solution of reason for that error. But the good thing about learning programming is not that you program without error, just like I was doing on that content. But your ability to notice that there's an error and also your ability to find solution to that error.
Okay, so I'm trying to join my laptop. They said someone will let you in shortly. So I'm in the lobby.
Okay. Okay, so you are in now.
Yes, sir.
Share your screen. Let's see what. Okay, for you to be able to share your screen, I have to stop mine, right? Okay.
I think I'm sharing already.
Okay.
So can you see it?
Yes, I can see. Okay. See
I've
where
added.
you're getting it from. You're making two different statements for that to happen. Are you getting it? Your
Yes, sir.
line, your line 36 is not the same with mine. So you have document.query selector button in brackets dot. So the additional button you added there is not supposed to be there. The semicolon on no, not that one you are erasing. 35 is supposed to be button, let button dot.
Okay.
Wait, just a minute. See, this 35, huh?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Your line 35 is not supposed to be there. There's no need for that line 35. So it is supposed to read document.query selector button dot add event listener click function then alert button click. Button document.query selector then button add event listener click. Yes, now you are getting it.
Okay, sir.
So
Let
with
me
this
go to
now,
my door.
with this it should work.
Still not working.
Go back to the code again. Remove the semicolon in the alert. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, sir. I've removed it.
No. Yeah, okay. So check again.
Still trying to. It's
It's not
still.
working.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so go back to your HTML code. Let's see. Scroll up. Let's see your HTML code. For all the other things we have been trying since they have been working.
Yes, sir. They've all been working.
Okay, go down, go down. We use it to sort out the problem.
Apart from this paragraph dots, he said we'll do it later.
Okay, yeah. It's supposed to work. As from here, it's supposed to work. What you can do is go to your browser, check your developer tools, check your console. Let's know whether it is showing any error. You can switch to a large screen mode. Okay, please go and what's the error there?
Of course, reference error. Paragraph is not defined at, I think it's line 29. Index of HTML, line 28. So
Okay, go back to your code.
okay, so for this one.
Or comment it. Okay. So go back and try it.
Okay, it's working now.
Okay. So that's one you commented. Go back to it. Let's see whether it's what I'm thinking that is causing that problem. Go back to your code.
I'm there now.
Okay. Uncomment it. That's line 28. Uncomment, like at the edge of line 28, put a semicolon.
Okay, sir.
So go and try again. So
It's
which
not working.
means I still having that error. So go and uncomment it. That's what is causing it.
Okay, it's working now.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So let's there are so many things you can do with JavaScript. There are so many things you can do with JavaScript. Um, mm, so let us do a simple play around I'm going to wipe off everything that is here, and then we'll just play around with some things. It's a simple thing. Okay, so let's first of all do a button. Let's call it toggle. Have an ID, call it toggle. And let us also create a div container. Okay. Now that we know how to access elements,
So you're not sharing your screen.
oh dear. Okay. Okay. You can see my screen now, right?
Yes, sir.
So I said
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to wipe out everything we did. I just created this new button and div. So I now wanted to add, I'm going to do inline CSS and internal CSS and add style to it. I'm just going to add one style that. So if what I'm going to do succeed, we want to just change from a light mode to dark mode. You should see a lot in your okay. So if you are following to this point, without any JavaScript, this is what we have. Without any JavaScript, this is what we have. The toggle that says hello world. Now we can go back and add JavaScript. I've connected all the other JavaScript so that we can add a fresh one. So how do we add a fresh one? First of all, say let button be equal to document dot get element by ID. Just doing all these things so that you know that there are different ways you can change things. You can add interactivity to your web page in JavaScript. There's no say it's a one cut out way that you must use. Container document dot get element by ID. So we have two things that we want to work with. We have been able to access them. The next thing now is to now make that button behave how we want it to behave. We say button dot add event listening. when that button is clicked, we want this function to take place. Want this function to take place. Now the container should change to dark mode. Okay, before we can do this, we need to create a class list. Before we can do this, we need to create a class list. So either we do it before, let's create a class list first. Let's create a class list. Let's oh, I made a mistake here. Sorry, not animations. That's element by ID. Let's this is supposed to work.
I think it's the name of the container. Like here is the like how you spelled container. It's not really. It's not the same. They're not the same.
Okay. Sorry. That's line 16, right?
22.
Okay. Thank you for that observation. Let me check it now. What's the giving me what I want? So it's working now, right? Can you guys hear me? So let's do a walkthrough again of what is happening. Sometimes when you have codes, even though I commented out those codes, they were disturbing the functionality of this one. So you need to check very well. Sometimes it may not be that what you are written is wrong, but maybe another code is interfering with it. So this is how we did the toggle. First, we created the divs. Can you guys hear me?
Sir, I can hear you.
Yes. So first, we created the div, the button, and then we created the div where that button is going to be have effect. And then we created
that one remaining
class.
Yeah, pressure we share it.
Okay.
In our
Thank you.
CSS. After creating that class, we went to the JavaScript. We accessed those two elements. And then we added a class, the class to one of the elements, which is that. Then we said, whenever we click on that button, it should change the background to black and the color of that text to white. So those are the things that we did here. Any question? If you don't understand it, please ask your question. We'll do one more example. I will stop into this class. Then in our next class, we'll do a hands-on. We're going to create a dynamic form with validation and everything. So we're going to that day, we're going to do CSS in our class tomorrow. We'll do CSS, HTML, and JavaScript together as we're doing now. But that is going to be a better form. Please, if you want to talk, go ahead and talk, but make sure you are not talking to us there. You can mute your mic, please. If you want to ask a question, please ask. If there's no question, we do one more example and then we'll stop. Okay, I assume that there's no question. What I will do, I will duplicate this one, copy and paste. So that we can work with this again. So I'm going to wipe out everything that is here. Also wipe out everything that is here. I'll also remove the CSS here because even if I leave it there, it doesn't really matter. So, but our major focus will be in the body. Now, I want to create a button. I want to create a calculator, a simple calculator for increasing and decreasing something, or a simple counter. Let me say counter, not calculator. So we're going to have two buttons. One will increase it, one will reduce it. So that's the first button. The first button we're just going to have a plus sign. I'll give it an ID of, we don't want to use the word add because it's a keyword in JavaScript. So we'll use increase. Also create another button. We'll call it decrease. Then we'll have a minus. And the last but not the least that we'll have here is a paragraph. And we'll just put 0 there. The ID will be count. Now we'll move over to the JavaScript. Select count equal to 0. That's the first thing. So let's display be equal to document dot get element by ID. Count. Document dot get element by ID. Increase. Dot add event listener. When we click on it, carry out a function and that function will be to increase count. Display dot text content is equal to count. Let's see how this goes. So this is what we have. I will say that this is what we have done. I have not worked on this side, so it's still there for you. I hope you have seen that we are using that text content now. Hello.
Yes, sir. Can hear
Okay.
you.
So we'll do the second part and then we'll stop. Document dot get elements by ID. Please. Dot. If I leave this part now, you should be able to finish it now.
Yes, sir. We can finish it.
Okay, so somebody should finish in your own and tell us whether you're getting the same result. This time around, the count will be minus minus. Display of text content is equal to so these are the things. This you can tell me one area you can apply this simple JavaScript. One area
Calculators.
you have, yeah.
Building calculators.
Apart from building calculator, another area you can apply something as simple like this.
Timers.
Okay, that's just not really timer. When you are building something, have you bought something online before?
Yes, sir.
When they ask you how many quantity do you want?
Okay. The
Some will give you,
cards.
yes, not really the cat aspect. Not you have not gotten to the cat. In the catalog, you want to buy Coke, you want to buy something, they will tell you how many you want to buy. You can use JavaScript to implement that. The original number that will be there may be 0. And then as you go higher, you will know how to program this one so that it will not go beyond 0 as it's going like this. I think we should do that as assignment. So your assignment is find out, I will show this code again, copy this code, but implement in the decrease aspect that it will not go beyond 0. So that we will not have any negative value. I hope we can do that. I'm not going to post it in the group. I'm not going to mark it, but know that anything you're learning is for yourself. So thank you very much. We don't want it to go beyond like this. So if you come next time, you show us your screen and how you were able to achieve it. Okay. Is there any question? We have been able to use the test content. We have been able to use every other thing. I said when we come next time. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
So I said when we come next time, we are going to start working on fonts. Let me just show you guys an example. Okay, let me leave it to when you come, so that those that will not be in that class will also miss a lot. So basically, everything that we need to learn for this bootcamp, we have done all of them. What we are going to be doing from tomorrow, we will just bring a project, look into it. We are going to we may likely end the class on Thursday. We are going to bring a project. I'll show you the project, and then we'll start building it from scratch. Anyone we can't finish in the next class will start. We will finish it, we'll bring up another one. And also, I want to, I'll post this one in the platform and open the group. We are going to submit any page you can think of. We are just going to do a one-page assignment. Any page you can think of, no matter how big the website is, any page you can think of, you are going to submit the link to us on the WhatsApp page. When you submit the link, I'm going to choose 1 or 2 that we're going to work on as our final project. Are you guys hearing me? Hello?
Yes, I
Sir,
can
we
hear
can
you.
hear you.
We can hear you, sir.
So, but if the ones you are going to post are not going to be as complicated or as technical as the one I have, I'm going to use my own and then teach you. So, thank you. We have 4 more days to go on this journey. I hope that as you're listening and learning, that your front-end skills will get better. For those that don't know before, we start developing interest in front-end development. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir.